Welcome dear students to next lecture of bookkeeping and accountancy. I am Mrs. Neeta Ivle. We are studying second chapter, that is meaning and fundamentals of double entry bookkeeping. In last lecture we understood methods of recording business transactions. We understood classification of accounts, traditional approach and modern approach of accounting. Also got familiar with golden rules of accounting. We understood that there are two approaches, traditional approach and modern approach. And we also understood classification of accounts under both the approaches. We had seen that in traditional approach, accounts are classified in personal accounts and impersonal accounts. We further classified impersonal accounts in real accounts and nominal accounts. According to modern approach, we classified accounts in 5 categories. Those are assets, liabilities, capital, revenue or gain, and expenses. We also understood golden rules of debit and credit. Friends, you must have aware that these all are foundation for accounting. That is the base for a whole accounting system. That is why they should be understood properly. Now today we are going to see accounting equation. The fundamental accounting equation is also called the balance sheet equation. Represents the relationship between assets and liabilities of a person or a business. It is the foundation for the double entry bookkeeping system. For each transaction, the total debits equal the total credits. Since every business transaction affects at least two of the company's accounts, the accounting equation will always be in balance. In other words, the left side of its balance sheet should always equal the right side. Thus, the accounting formula essentially shows that what are the firm's assets and what are its liabilities. Also, what its owner's investment. Owner's investment means capital. The accounting equation plays a significant role as the foundation of the double entry bookkeeping system. The primary aim of double entry bookkeeping system is to keep track of debits and credits and ensure that the sum of these always matches up with to the company's assets. A calculation carried out by the accounting equation. It is based on the idea that each transaction has an equal effect. It is used to transfer totals from books of primary entry into the nominal ledger. Every transaction is recorded twice so that the debit is balanced by a credit. I repeat, every transaction is recorded twice so that the debit is balanced by a credit. In the formation of accounting data, a basic accounting equation is used for financial statement, no matter if you are just a small business or a multinational company. The Italian mathematician Luca Paciello formulated a basic accounting equation formula in 1494 in his work A Treatise on Accounts and Records. Accounting systems of all countries are based on the use of this basic accounting equation. Virtually every business transaction to be reflected in accounting can be formalized within the framework of this equation or within its several variations. So we understood the formula. the basic formula is as follows. Assets is equal to capital plus liabilities. Right? The basic formula is assets is equal to capital plus liabilities. Now to understand this formula or this, let's take a look at following example of the accounting equation and analyze each entry in it. After completing a transaction and totaling the accounts on each side, you can see that the numbers are equal after each transaction, which means that the balance sheet is balanced. Now see the problem. Give the accounting equation for the following transactions in the books of Mohini. Now the first transaction is Mohini started a business with cash rupees 60,000. Second, Mohini purchased a computer from Patil and Company on credit rupees 20,000. The third transaction is Mohini purchased goods of rupees 25,000. Now we will go through the formula. We will see how to solve this. Now the first transaction is Mohini started a business with cash rupees 60,000. Now first we will write the equation, then we solve it. So write the formula assets is equal to capital plus liability. With this transaction, that means Mohini started a business with cash rupees 60,000. What is happening in the business? Now see, cash is coming in the business and here Mohini, that means the owner is bringing the cash. It is capital for the business. Cash is an asset in the transaction and asset and capital are increasing here. So we write here cash is equal to capital plus liability. As cash is an asset, I wrote here cash instead of asset. See the amounts. Cash is of 60,000 and capital in the form of cash. That means capital is of 60,000. So on left hand side we write 60,000 and on right hand side 60,000 capital. And what is the amount of liability here? Now liability is 0 right now. So write 0 for liabilities. In this way, the total of left hand side is 60,000 and total of right hand side is also 60,000. You will find the equation is balanced here, right? Now see the second transaction. The second transaction is Mohini purchased a computer from Patil and Company on credit rupees 20,000. What is a computer? It is an asset, right? And she is not giving cash for it right now. She will pay in future. So the transaction is credit transaction. She will pay the amount to Patil and Company so that Patil and Company became his creditors. The equation is assets is equal to capital plus liabilities. Now with this transaction, a new asset, that is computer, is created. So in total 2 assets you will see here, cash plus computer, and capital, also liability created here, that is sundry creditors. In bracket I have wrote there Patil and Company. The name of the creditor is Patil and Company. Okay. Now see what is the amount of cash, that is remains 60,000. There is no change in the balance of cash. Computer of 20,000 is equal to, there is no change in capital, so capital remain the same, that is 60,000, plus sundry creditors were created of rupees 20,000. Now if you add the figures of left hand side, you will find 80,000, and of right hand side you will again find 80,000. In this way the equation gives the same value, the same figure on both the sides. So the equation is again balanced here. Now see the next, that is the third transaction. The third transaction given here is Mohini purchased goods of rupees 25,000. Now see what is happening here. Mohini is giving cash and she is receiving goods. Okay. So we will write first the equation, that is assets is equal to capital plus liabilities. Okay. Till now, that means in before this transaction, the situation is cash plus computer plus stock. What is stock? Stock means stock of goods is equal to capital plus sundry creditors. Till now, cash was 60,000, computer was of 20,000, and the value of stock, that is 0, because till now she don't have any stock, so I wrote here 0. Capital was 60,000 and sundry creditors were 20,000. Okay, with this new transaction, that is purchasing of goods in cash, now cash will go down because we have to pay the cash for these new goods. So cash will be of 35,000 right now with this transaction. Computer remain the same, that is 20,000, and stock of goods, now the new asset is created here of 25,000, is equal to capital remain the same, that is 60,000, and sundry creditors also remain the same, 20,000. Okay. Now if you add the left hand side, you will get 80,000. Okay. And right hand side also you will find 80,000. That means with this third transaction also the equation gives the same amount on left hand side and right hand side. Now are you getting the point, students? Friends, today we understood accounting equation and its application. Hope you got it. With this lecture, we have completed our second chapter of bookkeeping and accountancy, that is meaning and fundamentals of double entry bookkeeping. You watched all the lectures of this lesson with great enthusiasm. At the same time, you have motivated me. I am very excited to meet you again in the following chapters. Thank you friends very much for being with me.